Hello, this is Economic Forum. My name is Farai Mwakutuya. This program focuses on all matters to do with Zimbabwe's economy, highlighting the things and developments that are taking place, whether it is in tourism, mining, agriculture, tech, whatever the case may be. Today we continue our focus on provincial affairs, where we are taking stock of some of the developments taking place in those provinces throughout the course of 2025. Our focus today shifts to Mashonaland Central Province, and joining me in the studio is Mr. Timothy Maregere. He is the Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Mashonaland Central Province. Sir, it is a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
How is Mashonaland Central?
It's one of the provinces that has a lot of potential for development. It is still mostly untapped, and I think we can do more to benefit the people of Mashonaland Central Province.
There is already a lot happening on the ground, certainly when we look at media reports and things like that. And we've brought you in the studio to share some of those developments. Let's begin firstly with a sector that you are renowned for. I think if you talk to anyone in Zimbabwe, Mashonaland Central is the perennial food basket. So let's focus on agriculture. Could you talk us through some of the significant milestones that have been attained in this year?
Yes, agriculture is our main cornerstone for the province. And 33% of our gross national product, which is our GDP, is based on agriculture. And I will start with cereals. Our maize production, we anticipate to get about 354,000 tons this current season, from about 53,000 from the previous season.
Wow.
That's a jump of over 500%. The reason being that the previous season we had a drought. It badly affected us. And this year, the jump is because of, the first thing is the inputs program, especially the presidential input program. It really benefited our farmers. The rains were also very good. So it made us that we jump to the expected more than 354,000 tons for this particular season.
As we continue, I mean, we also know we are currently in the midst of the wheat season. How is the province doing in terms of wheat production?
We had set a target, initial target was 28,000 tons, hectares for this particular season, but we lowered it to 27,000. The reason being that our major dams, Mazowe and Maregere Dam, which are supposed to supply our farmers, they didn't get much water this season, and as we speak, Mazowe is below 37%. So it's affected us. But as we speak, we're now about 94% of the 27,000 hectares for this particular season.
Talk us through some of the other crops, particularly cash crops that are being grown in your province.
Basically, we're talking of soybean. We're very good at that, and we expect a lot of big harvest from there. Then we also talk of Irish potatoes. There's a massive, I think we're talking of more than 7,000 hectares which are going to be planted or are being planted in our province this particular year. Of late, we have small grains. The government program of distributing inputs according to regions, what we call agroecological tailoring. As you might know, that our province has some very dry areas. Mbire, part of Mbire, Mzarabani, Mount Darwin, and Rushinga. Some of these actually region 4 and 5. So instead of distributing inputs like for maize in those areas, we realize that it doesn't work. So because of the agroecological tailoring which government has adopted, we only sponsoring small grains in those areas. And this has also made a significant contribution. Our sorghum harvest and other small grains is working very perfectly for the province. The good thing, the government has also said that you don't have to grow maize to get maize. There is an exchange program which government has done. If you have your ton of sorghum, you go to GMB, you get a ton of maize if you want it. So this has helped in terms of our farmers growing the small grains so that they exchange with GMB.
When they require it, yeah.
When they require it. So the production has gone significantly up because of that intervention by government.
So some of the things that we're talking about obviously are cross-cutting, mainly commercial when we talk about cash crops. But I also want to talk about something that is part of the national vision and His Excellency's vision is the issue of village business units, where we are now seeing these agricultural activities, commercial activities, cascading all the way down to a village level. How is that going in your Mashonaland Central Province?
We have the presidential drill program, which is going on in the province. So far as the province, we have 5 drill rigs that have been allocated to our province. And they are doing massive work. And we have been able to set up a number of village business units, school business units. And of importance is the resumption of most irrigation schemes, which have also been transformed into irrigation business schemes run by a professional manager. And 3 of them, including Chimanda and Rushinga, they have been resuscitated and they're contributing to the first basket of the province.
And what does that mean for those villagers, for those people who are working the land in those particular areas from an economic point of view?
They're now different from what they used to be. They are now, we call them business persons. They're business units. Indeed. And they're getting significant income from these schemes they are operating, they are using at the moment.
We need to take a short break, but certainly very exciting developments you're talking about here. When we come back, we want to look at all the other facets and sectors of the economy in your province. But as I said, we need to take a short break. It is Economic Forum. We continue the focus on provincial affairs today, focusing on Mashonaland Central Province. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Economic Forum continues. Today we are speaking to the Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Mashonaland Central Province, Mr. Timothy Maregere. Sir, we're talking about agriculture. On the crop side, maybe let's focus a bit on livestock. Could you tell us the developments taking place in that arena?
Yes, I would want to start with the uncommon, the small livestock. If you travel between Harare and Rushinga or Mbire, you see a lot of people carrying goats, bringing them, live goats to bring them here. What the government has done is that through Bindra University of Science Education, they have a goat breeding scheme where they're improving the quality of our goats. So we have realized that the quality of goats is significantly improved in terms of the quality of meat. So that's a significant contribution, and we're realizing that most of our communal farmers are benefiting from this. There's also artificial insemination that has been introduced, and the quality of our goats is significantly improved.
And these services are fully accessible to anyone in the province?
They are fully accessible, and in Rushinga and in Mbire, actually sites have been established so that people have easy access to these services.
Secretary, another thing for which your province is renowned is your mineral wealth. Tell us a bit about the mining sector and how it's performing.
You find that the most important mineral, which is quite prominent in our province, is called mining. It's the biggest sector. And most of the mines had closed down prior to 2017, 2018, and they've since resuscitated through the efforts of government. The reason why there is resuscitating is that the first thing is the power supply has significantly improved. The business environment has significantly improved. You'd find that our mineral production, like one of the mines, is now close to 400 kgs a month. And we've celebrated that milestone. That's a significant increase. And we're talking of more than 5 big mining companies that have reopened since 2019, and they're all flourishing and doing very well. Then of note is the issue of artisanal miners. There's a lot of artisanal mining in our province, which is significantly being supported by government initiatives. The first thing I would mention is that the There is a gold milling center that has been established by the Zimbabwe Mining Development Corporation, specifically in Mount Darwin. Then in Bindura and Jumbo area, in Mazowe, gold buying centers have been established. Miners are easier for them to sell their
Certainly, yeah, they are closer to that market.
To the market, yeah.
And I think what is also quite significant and encouraging is, as you are saying, it's a mix of both big, large scale and the artisanal miners, and that development to see the artisanal miners become more formal and graduate.
Yes, definitely. We can see that our artisanal miners are contributing significantly, and we're supporting.
Apart from gold, we also know you've got some chrome deposits there as well.
Part of our province is along the Great Dyke, which is the main source of chrome in our province. And areas around Mburwi, there's a lot of chrome mining which is going on. The good thing is that the chrome mining is happening, but there's also a lot of environmental considerations. Where after mining, with some areas that has been resuscitated and rehabilitated, you see gum trees being planted where mining used to happen. Mm-hmm. And we see, through the efforts of the Office of the Minister of State, the Environmental Management Agency, and the miners themselves, we're seeing that we are doing sustainable chrome mining in our province.
I cannot, overemphasize the importance of the next thing we want to talk about. I think when people hear about Mashonaland Central Province now, or just generally mining in Zimbabwe, one of the most exciting projects that we've seen in recent years is the Muzarabani oil and gas project, and that is directly in your province. Many people might want to know, how is that going? Where are we? What is the latest with that?
I'm happy to report that the exploration company have since announced the results of their exploration activities. And positively, they've said we have, especially gas, it's 100% confirmed that we have gas, abundance of it in that area. And the gas, the advantage of that gas is that the first thing is it will increase in terms of power generation. Mm-hmm. Gas generating into electricity. Mm-hmm. And of interest is that one of the mining companies has already gone into partnership to purchase the first phase of the electricity for their mining operations. The other thing is the mineral will also contribute to the manufacture of fertilizer. Mm-hmm. And we believe once we start making fertilizer from the gas, our fertilizer will significantly go down, and it will significantly improve our agricultural production. And once agricultural production is increased, I think our country, the GDP, will just go upwards.
What does that mean in terms of transforming a community to an area, as you mentioned, Mzarabani, very arid, perhaps very difficult environment to live in, now to have such a world-class project like this?
Yes, definitely it will lead to raw industrialization. As the mining goes with a lot of other activities, other line industries that will support the industry, the employment generation, most of the employment will be created for the locals in Mzarabani and Bira itself. So we believe that once this kicks off, a lot of employment is going to be created, and this will turn the lives of the people of Mzarabani and Mbire into something far much better than what they are. Towards Vision 2030, I'm sure we can achieve it through this particular discovery.
Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Mashonaland Central Province, Mr. Timothy Maregere, is my guest tonight on Economic Forum. We're going to take another short break and come back to continue the discussion. Welcome back. Economic Forum continues. My name is Farai Mwakutuya. My guest is Mr. Timothy Maregere. He's the Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Mashonaland Central. Before we went to the break, we were talking about that transformative project, which is Mzarabani Oil and Gas. You were also talking about some of the other developments, mining and things like that. All those things require an enabler called infrastructure. And we know that there's been some massive infrastructure development. Could you tell us what's been taking place, and also, I think crucially, as an office, what you are doing to try and facilitate and ensure that more of these projects actually succeed.
The first I would want to talk about is the Harare Mazoe Mvuru to Kanyemba road. That road is to the northern part of the country. It's about 600 kilometers shorter than going through other borders in the country. But unfortunately, at the moment, not much has been done. Mm-hmm. But since the coming of the new dispensation, a contractor has now been appointed to construct the road from the Defense College here in Harare, mm-hmm. Which the dualization has already commenced after the Defense College, right up to the boulevard that leads to the new parliament. The dualization is continuing as we speak up to Mazoe. And after Mahuwe, which is in Mire, the contractor has already done more than 20 kilometers of road from scratch, and we're looking at that road proceeding to Kanyemba. Kanyemba, I think most people have heard of Kanyemba.
We've heard about it.
That's the smart city we are looking at. We are looking at establishing a new city. The interesting thing about Kanyemba is that it's one of the unique borders where we have three countries sharing the same border at the same point. Mm-hmm. We have Mozambique, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. We have a concept of a Y bridge. We're envisaging an infrastructure that will be a tourist transaction, but it will be a bridge where people will be accessing. So the smart city of Kanyemba, we're calling on investors, and in terms of tourism development, Kanyemba is right on the border, and it's on the Zambezi River. Then other infrastructure we are looking at a province which is private sector driven in terms of in our GDP. So the infrastructure component is very important. Another border post we have a border post at Mukumbura, and the road is from Harare, Mazoe, Bindura, Mount Arun up to Mukumbura, mm-hmm. and the border with Mozambique. We are also looking at developing a border post at Mukumbura, an official border post. There is a small one at the moment, but we're looking at setting up a proper big border post like we have in Bedbridge, and we have research that happening very soon. On the Mozambican side, they've already done a lot. They are mm-hmm. moving towards the same border. So that complementarity, we see it benefiting our province in terms of improving our GDP, in terms of trade between Mozambique and Zimbabwe.
Secretary, I heard you talk about trying to attract investors into Kanyemba specifically, but perhaps you could also now speak to us about how the investment drive has been going for you as a province. How much have you brought in or attracted? And going forward, what are you doing to try and facilitate more? What is it you're offering investors out there?
We have formed what we call a village-ized unit, where the Office of the President Cabinet, which is our office, liaises with all local authorities in our province. So when we do it like a national center of village, mm-hmm. where we market our province together with our local authorities. And this has significantly worked, and most investors are happy with the way we are doing it. I also want to mention about the diaspora investment conferences. Mm-hmm. We've attended one in the UK with our local authorities. Recently we're in South Africa with our local authorities, Bindura Municipality, Mazoe, and other local authorities. And we're looking at another in Birmingham in the UK this year. So we are really driving investment. And we have already realized a lot of investors coming because of these initiatives.
It would be remiss if we did not talk about technology, because we know the digital economy is obviously where things are going, and as you plan for these investments in the future, that is something that you must also be considering. What are you doing to ensure that the province has this access, people are able to participate and benefit from the digital economy?
What we have done is, almost of all our major centers, especially district service centers, we have set up community information video centers from Mukumbura, Rushinga, and all other outlying areas. And these have accessed by all our people in those areas, and people are benefiting. But of note is that we have the Bindura University of Science and Education, which is playing a critical role in terms of development of our province. Of note that I think is the only university that is set up a plant which is manufacturing ICT gadgets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing iPads, they're doing cell phones, assembling at Bindra University of Science and Education. Then we have the state-of-the-art optometry, the only one, I think, by an educational institution in our country. Then they have also a audiology department, which has been set up. And all these technological advances are being spearheaded by the Bindra University of Science Education.
Okay. Again, another future issue, something, well, it's a current issue, but something that has to be addressed going forward, sustainability. I know that solar energy is also something that you are really pushing in your province. Could you tell us about what's happening in that space?
We have a target for each district which we have given them. Each district is supposed to produce 10 megawatts. So of the 8 districts we have in our province, if we have 10, it means we are contributing 80 megawatts in our province, which is a significant, quite a significant contribution. And if we do it nationwide, we have more than 60 districts in the country. If everyone does the same, we'll be adding 600 megawatts into the national, which is about a third of what our consumption.
Yeah.
To show that this is working, we started with one at Gurue, the solar plant. They started with 2 megawatts, and after commissioning, now they are at 5 megawatts. So it's possible it can be done. So already we have identified centers in Mount Darwin and Mbire, where we are looking for, we are at financing stage, but all the assessments have been done. And of note, on the Matusadona range of mountains, there is also a test which is being run to generate wind energy. The tests have been going on for 4 years, and we are happy to announce that it's positive that we can generate power, wind energy from Matusadona range of mountains. And the investor is now working at financing after the successful test run.
So what all this means is that energy will be guaranteed for investors and businesses and for village industrialization. And I suppose other investors, there is room and space for them to now come in and set up solar plants and projects, renewable energy projects.
That's our drive, to make sure that, because if we don't have energy, we can't drive investment. So we believe this will positively add to the confidence and the coming in of investors into our province.
Mr. Maregere, I know we are almost out of time, but I think we cannot leave this program without talking about tourism, because that's also another key pillar for your province. Very quickly, what are some of the key highlights?
We have also embraced the gastronomy tourism aspect, which is being spearheaded by the First Lady. And we have participated in all of them. We started from districts, we do provincial ones, and we also compete on the national ones. We also have other areas which we have Mazoe Dam, we have Arcadia Dam. Most people don't know the kind of investment that has been done and the nature of the tourism aspects which are there. So we invite people to come and to visit those areas and see what we are doing as a province. There's a lot of work that has been done in terms of tourism development.
Mr. Timothy Maregere, I want to thank you so much for coming to Economic Forum.
Thank you very much.
That does it for this edition of Economic Forum. Mr. Timothy Maregere, Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Mashonaland Central Province, was my guest. My name is Farai Mwakutuya. I'll be back again to do this next time, so be sure to join us then. But in the meantime, you can engage with us on our digital and social media platforms. The handles and platforms are on your screens right now. Please do share them, as well as visit us and engage with us. Would love to hear from you. Until next time, it is bye-bye for now.